The ultimatum of the new Syrian authorities to extradite the ousted dictator Bashar al-Assad will apparently not be fulfilled. Vladimir Putin categorically refused to discuss this issue. This was reported by the influential Russian resource VCHK-OGPU, which is believed to be connected with the Russian special services. The Syrians have put forward two key conditions to Moscow for Russia to retain the Khmeimim and Tartus military bases: reparations for 9 years of war and the extradition of Assad, who is hiding in Moscow. While the Russians have no objections to the first point, a problem has arisen with the second. Putin categorically forbade discussing Assad's extradition while agreeing to discuss multi-billion-dollar interest-free loans and direct investments with the new Syrian ruling circles. The Russian channel wrote, he claims that the decision has angered Putin's inner circle, which believes Assad should be handed over to the Syrians. Assad and his family are now living the life of billionaires in Moscow using stolen funds. A significant portion of these funds is what Russia previously transferred to Syria to build a foothold for the Russian Federation. According to this group in the Kremlin, which is against Putin's decision, Assad does not deserve the quiet life of a billionaire in exile at all, especially when Russia will have to pay for the restoration of a foreign country with state funds, the channel writes. He claims that this group wants to extradite Assad. Khmeimim and Tartus are very important for Russia. They are logistical hubs that Moscow needs to maintain its influence not only in the Middle East but also in Africa. And Moscow is ready to go to great lengths to get the bases back under its control. This is a very dangerous moment for Assad. Some experts suggest that the Kremlin may decide to eliminate him so that the dictator will no longer be a subject of discussion with Damascus. The Russian authorities will not dare to hand him over to Damascus, since Assad probably knows too much about Russia's criminal actions in Syria and elsewhere. Earlier, media reported that Putin is ready to pay compensation to Syria in order to keep Khmeimim and Tartus.
U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio toured the Panama Canal during his first foreign trip as America's top diplomat. According to Associated Press, Rubio toured the canal at sunset with its administrator, Ricord Vasquez Morales, who has said the waterway will remain in Panama's hands and open to all countries. Rubio crossed the lock and visited the control tower, looking down over the water below, where a red tanker was passing through. He also met with Panama's President José Raúl Mulino and Foreign Minister Javier Martínez Acha. A day after President Donald Trump announced he was imposing major tariffs on Canada and Mexico, prompting retaliation from those countries, Rubio was set for perhaps a less confrontational and more diplomatic approach. After talks with Mulino, Rubio toured an energy facility and then the canal, the object of Trump's intense interest. Mulino has resisted pressure from the new U.S. government over Panama's management of a waterway that is vital to global trade. He told reporters after the meeting that Rubio made no real threat of retaking the canal or the use of force. Trump has demanded that the canal be returned to U.S. control.
Secretary of State visiting any country, kind of big deal.
According to Associated Press, a series of large explosions were seen in the northern occupied West Bank after the Israeli army said it detonated and destroyed buildings used by Palestinian militants in the Jenin refugee camp. The IDF destroyed a short time ago a number of buildings in Jenin, said the Israeli military in a statement Sunday, used as terrorist infrastructure. On Saturday, the Palestinian Health Ministry said that 5 Palestinians were killed by Israeli fire in the northern West Bank. The ministry reported that Israeli aerial bombardment in the village of Kabatia, south of the city of Jenin, killed 2 people. An IAF aircraft, with the direction of the ISA, struck and eliminated a terrorist cell on its way to carry out an imminent terrorist attack. After the strike, secondary explosions due to explosives that were inside the vehicle were identified, said the military in a statement released Sunday. The rising death toll comes as an Israeli military raid in the urban Jenin refugee camp, a hotbed of Palestinian militancy, nears the 2-week mark. Before Saturday, the Israeli military said the operation had killed at least 18 Palestinians in the camp, including a 2-year-old girl, whose death the military has called tragic. It says it is examining